Hi.
No, it's not just the David Hayes and the Vladimir Klitschko's and the European gold medalists like Luke Campbell or even legends like Ron Boda that we do on this show. No, we do about just about anybody, really. Amateur boxer, whether they're winners, whether they're losers, or whether they're caught in a limbo land, forced on them by being stricken down by a dose of cancer, and they're fighting back from it. And my next guest slots comfortably into, well, he's obviously a winner, but he slots comfortably into that last category, a serious category it is too. I'm going to speak to a young amateur boxer now, a young kid called Jamie, and he's going to tell us his quite remarkable story. I'm going to let him do it. Jamie, how are you?
How's it going, Steve?
It's going fantastic, kid. Jamie, first of all, tell us what's happened to you this last 7 or 8 months. What happened to you?
Well, I was diagnosed with a urine sarcoma cancer, and it was quite hard to take in at first, but I'm a confident guy, and I'm pushing through it.
And were you at the gym training when you started? What, your mouth was hurting or your jaw was aching?
Yeah,
is that correct?
I was at the boxing gym. I was doing a bit of sparring that night, and I just come back. I was on the way home with my friends, and I had a headache.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was just from the sparring. I think nothing off it. I thought, oh, that's nothing. I had a little lump on the roof of my mouth. I just thought it was an ulcer.
Yeah.
As I do. And then got home, and it just the pain just got worse and worse and worse. So I took some painkillers. It wasn't doing any good. Then I just went to, and I told my mum about it. She said, we're going to have to get you to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the hospital. They said, we can't do nothing for you, really. They checked it all out, MRI, X-ray. They couldn't see nothing on the X-ray. Then we had a CT scan, and they see a little tumour just behind my right sinuses, and they got a bit worried about it. And I got a bit worried about it.
Yeah.
They said, you're going to have to come back tomorrow, because obviously the doctors are not here.
Because it was the middle of the night, so to speak.
Yeah, that was about 11, 12 o'clock this was.
Yeah.
In the night. And we come back the next morning, and they gave me a biopsy. They said, we're going to have to do a biopsy under general anaesthetic.
Yeah.
Because the list was so full, they said I have a general anaesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, what's the one that don't put you to sleep?
Yeah, of course. That's no good, is it?
I said, no. And that's, to this day now, that's the worst pain I've ever gone through. Where I've had some pain, and that one was the worst. They cut right through the roof of my mouth, like to the tumour where it was.
Yeah.
Whilst I was awake, just with a few numbing needles, but they just did no good.
And this was the following day after you'd been in the gym sparring, bit of a headache. So this is the following day, you know, having a tumour cut out.
Just a little bit of the tumour they took out.
Just a little bit.
It. Yeah, and they took about a centimetre or so of it. And they sent it off for some tests, and we had to go back a week later.
Yeah. And
they got me, my mum and dad in a little room, and then I thought, obviously in the own head, I thought this is not looking good.
No disrespect, James. That's not a good sign, is it, mate?
No. When they put her in a room like that, and two gentlemen come in with a piece of paper with not good looks on their face, I thought, well, this doesn't look good.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, and then I said to them, come on, give me the news, and they said, we're sorry to tell you that the tumour is a cancerous tumour. My mum, obviously started.
How old were you then? And this is when last October or some sort of deal.
Yeah, last October.
And how old were you then?
17.
17 years of age, and you'd already had some amateur bouts, hadn't you?
Yeah, I had 8 amateur bouts.
So you had 8 amateur bouts. You're in the gym. So
yeah.
They've diagnosed it now. How soon after that do they get you back in there and do the serious operations?
Well, I had to have 8 lots of chemotherapy. The the strongest lot that made me very, very ill. To shrink the tumour, and that went according to plan.
Yeah.
And then on the end of February, I had an operation.
Yeah.
Removed the tumour, removed all my. I had 8 front teeth removed, and the palate of my mouth. That's all been removed.
Cool, you've been through the wars, boy, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been through it, and but I've trained all the way through my treatment.
Yeah, this is the thing. You're still in the gym. You're still training after all this stuff's been going on.
Yeah, I've still kept myself in like as much shape as I can. Really, obviously overdoing it, but still eating the right food. And
so Jane, where are we at the moment? And do you think are you still planning on boxing?
yeah, definitely, 100%. The surgeons have told me, they said, well, I said to them, they've got no choice. Even if they say I can't box.
You're going to?
I really want it, because it's the only thing I love doing.
Yeah.
Really.
So has the boxing helped you during, sort of helped you focus a little bit during all this stuff?
Because, if boxing's got me discipline and self-respect and things all like that, and I've just managed to fight through it. That's what's keeping me going.
Now, where are we at the moment with the treatment, James? Is it up and down, or are you in a bit of a calm period at the moment? Where are we?
Well, it's a calm period at the minute. We've got 3 more doses of chemotherapy. This is just the maintaining chemotherapy. It's not as strong as the ones I've been having.
Ticking over.
And I've been catching infections through each one. But I come out of hospital yesterday.
Yeah.
And straight after coming out of hospital, I went for a run with my friends for a 2-mile run.
Yeah.
It's just keeping me going.
It's what's keeping you going. So when are you due back in the hospital, and when are you due back in the gym?
Well, I'm due back in the hospital tomorrow for a kidney function test, blood test to make sure my kidneys is fine, and then Monday back in for more chemotherapy till Wednesday. That's till Wednesday. I come back there Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, and then I don't feel too good for on the Thursday and the Friday. 2 days after. Yeah. And then Saturday I'd probably be back in the gym doing some light weights or something like that.
Now, you've met some boxing people since this has all gone on, haven't you? Tim Witherspoon's been to see you a couple of times, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah, Tim Witherspoon, he's become a real close friend.
The lovely guy, Tim.
Yeah, he's a real gentleman.
He's a great guy.
For it. Kevin Mitchell.
Yeah, Kev's a nice kid. He's had his own problems this last year. You and him can commiserate together. He's had a tough old time as well.
But he is a real gentleman.
All right. Well, I tell you what I want you to do, Jane. I want you to keep me in the loop. Make sure your mother Tracy keeps me in the loop of how things go, and we'll sort of adopt you, and we'll keep on following you if that's all right.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, no problem.
All right. And listen, Jamie, thanks for. I tell you what, mate. I thought the David A stuff might steal the show today, but you've done it. You've come on after David A and Co, and you've stolen the show.
Even though it's 2 days before the fight, and I've stolen it.
Yeah, you've stolen it. I tell you what, people are gonna when they download this, and we had a massive amount of downloads, 29,000 last month. We set a record in the UK for regional radio. When people download this show, they'll look at all the boxers on it and all the people on it, and they'll go, yeah, that was good. But did you hear that kid Jamie talking? Listen, boy. Listen, I'm proud of you. We'll speak to you again. Give your regards to your mother, and I'll speak to the pair of you very soon and get you back on.
Okay, thank you very much.